Blackberry Blossom from the grade 6 acoustic guitar syllabus. If you have the tablature grade, I'll be talking about each section in turn and how to make it more efficient, and also how to practice it with the metronome in order to increase your speed. Okay, so we'll talk about that when we get to it. I recommend for the first section that we play it in the second position. So, etc. So first finger's on the second fret, third finger's on the fourth, and second finger's on the third, obviously. Okay. So the bars 2 to 10 in the second position. I'll play it very slow in case you don't have the tablature and you can follow along. Is use our metronome. We have set it in 8 beats and I have it at 60 BPM to start. That's because we want to work on our form, tone and volume first. Forget about tempo, forget about speed, that comes later. We want to get it up to 120, so I've set it at half the tempo, just so you can practice, you can get your fingers right, you can relax into it, and then what we do is once we're comfortable at 60, we move into 70, when we're comfortable there, we move to 80, etc., until eventually we reach 120. Okay, so let me start the metronome. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So I can play that comfortably. So then, let's say we've done that 4 or 5 times. I'm going to edge up the tempo to 70 now, so it's just a little bit faster. And I'll do the same section, and you'll see how I can maintain my volume and my accuracy at a slightly higher tempo. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... So you see I'm now comfortable at 70 BPM, I'm going to edge it up to 80, try it at 80, then when I'm comfortable there, 90, etc. Till I reach 120. So what we do with all the sections, okay, so bars 11 to 18, we have the new section, which has a grace note. Now if you're unfamiliar with the grace note, what it is a fast hammer, or it can be a fast slide, but in this case it's a fast hammer. Slide, I'm going to use my second finger, 2 to 4, then my 1's free for the second string, use my second finger to slide back, I'll just quickly show you on the metronome there. I'll just stay at 70, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with your slides and your hammer-ons, grace notes, obviously they're quick, but with the slide you'll see in the score that we want to stay in the beat. You don't want to just slide straight in like a grace note. We want to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so keep it the right value. And the hammer-ons later on bar 18, so it goes 1 and 2, so it's not 1 like that, but it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now bars 20 to 27. We're going to work in different positions here. We begin in the 5th position. Now what I want you to think is that open E is an indication to switch positions. Okay, so you'll see. So you see the open E tells me to switch positions. So I'm going for these 8 bars, I go between the 5th position and the 1st position, okay? So again, using the E to tell you to switch positions, okay? It gives you a little moment in time to move positions. And make sure, you know, on the 21st bar, we have the E. Now, this first note is the 3rd fret, so don't be tempted to use your first finger, use your 3rd, because that pulls you back in the 1st position. 7 on the 2nd, use your 3rd finger, because that brings you back in the 5th position. Open A again, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. Repeat that section, let me put it on with the metronome for you. 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and section, and likewise with the previous sections, edge the tempo up by 10 or 5. If you can't, you know, if you edge it up another 10 and you can't do it, edge it back down, practice it again, and then edge it up 5, and gradually increase your tempo until your fingers are comfortable. Always make sure that you're right on the beat. Okay. Now, bars 28 to 35 are the same as bars 11 to 18. However, we have the double E, so it's. So I'm looking at the wrong one there. Etc. And then bars 37 to the end are the same as 20, so we use the same principle. We make sure that we're starting in the 5th position. The E tells us to move. That's the end. So always use your metronome, particularly when you want to gain speed. It's a lot more efficient, time effective for your practice sessions. So always start half the tempo of the guide tempo, so that you can work on your form, how your fingers land, make sure you're getting the right tone and volume. And remember the alternation of the plectrum. Don't use random movements. Go up and down. As Dick Dale proved, you can go very fast as long as you just go in the same up and down, but if you do too many directions, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 it's very confused, you see, so you want to just alternate picking. The same goes if you're using your fingers. Just alternate, don't go I, M, I, M, whatever. I, M, I, M, I, M, I, M, I, M, I, M, I. You just do that ad nauseum. Okay? So I hope that helps. Any questions? Feel free to put them in the comments.